Welcome to the Idea Committee meeting of January 21st, 2026. I'm calling the meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. I don't think there are any. Am I an emergency circumstance? Or no,
No,
but I gave you prior notice. Okay. So then can we call roll, please? And we can go ahead and introduce ourselves as well since we have a new member.
today's the 21st?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so we do roll call. Committee member Highsmith is actually going to be absent. Chair Horton.
Here. I'm Alex. I've been with the Idea Committee since it started in, when did it start? 2022,
Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
January 22. I've lived in Brisbane for 4.5 years, and I live here with my husband and my 5.5-year-old daughter, Rosie, and almost 2-year-old son, Finn. And as of last Monday, I am working with Sutter Health, leading their grant making for Silicon Valley. So really excited to be here still. I just started my second 4-year term on the committee. It's been a great experience so far, and I'm looking forward to the next few years.
Mhm. Continuing roll call. Committee member Cohen.
Here. So I'm Masha. I live here. I've been here in Brisbane since 2012, actually a long time. And I am approaching my 1 year anniversary on the committee. So I'm here. I work as a care manager for a nonprofit, and I live here with my mom, my 15-year-old son who attends Summit Shasta, and my daughter who is 19, and she attends a community college in the area.
Committee member Lee Baird. Welcome.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Marissa.
Hi, I'm Marissa Lee Baird. I'm the newest member. I've been a resident of Brisbane since a long time. Let's see, 23 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so a long time. So I am, let's see, my other role, I'm newly okay. So I was laid off from my job. I was with UC for 4 years. So I decided rather than going back into trying to get into workflow, this is my gap year for early retirement. So
Good for you.
that's why I'm like becoming involved now. I have the time. So that's my story.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Committee member Dennis. Here and clearly we're giving introductions. Apologize for my tardiness. I'm Anna Dennis. I think this is my third year on the committee. I have been a resident of Brisbane for 5 years now. Yeah, 5 years. Uh, and I have chaired and co-chaired, and this is a great committee to be on. And I work for the federal government, at least this week. Taking it day by day. Um, and I love the fact that you are doing like a gap year for retirement.
Good for you.
I'm almost like a San Quentin inmate. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
yeah, days. When am I going to be eligible? So, good for you and welcome.
Thank you.
Committee members, Otowski.
Hi, Carol Soltowski. I am the vice chair of the committee. I've lived in Brisbane since probably 23 years too, maybe 24. Been on the committee a year or so. What do I do? Let's see. Right now, I'm a veterinarian. I'm also a biotech executive, and I just do lots of different things.
We can quickly just say that we're the staff liaisons. I'm Carolyn, worked here for about 20 years, and I cover a lot of
20 years.
yeah, communications work is my main role in doing like different publications that you might see, like the Star and the Blast, and our social media platforms that we administer. getting involved in some other this lovely committee.
I've been the lead staff since the very beginning, so I'm so excited to have you.
Okay. Can I get a first and a second to adopt the agenda as it stands, please?
First,
Second,
Great. Can we call roll, please? Roll
Yeah,
vote?
we have to do a roll call vote since someone is in the meeting remotely. So let's do this kind of quickly. Committee member Horton,
Aye.
committee member Cohen,
aye.
committee member Lieber,
Aye.
committee member Dennis,
Aye.
and committee member Zolkowski.
yes,
Great. All right, moving on to public comment. We unfortunately received Maria Mark's resignation through written correspondence. So I don't know if you were going to read it or talk about it, or what would we like to do? Acknowledge it, I guess.
Yeah, just acknowledge it. If we'd like to recognize her for her work or any other action items we'd want to do for her.
Yeah, I was really sad to see that she needs to step away. I do know that she had sort of signed up for some stuff later in the year, so I think it would be worth it to see if it's still a possibility for her to contribute as a community member, or if we should sort of rethink the events that she was going to lead.
I would reach out to her first and see if she could, how much she can do as a community member
Mhm.
and take it from there.
who's gonna do that? Who's gonna reach out to her?
Caroline, is that something you can do?
Yeah, and she did say in her letter or her email that she would like to stay involved if she could.
Okay,
So
yeah. Let us know how it goes, like
great
what
follow-up
we
to
can do.
that.
Mhm,
Yeah.
thank you.
And that was for May, it's Mental Health Month.
And it's her specialty too, so
Mhm.
it would be great if she was a lead in that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can keep this moving. Moving on to the Idea Committee special meeting minutes from December 3rd. Can I get a first and a second to approve the minutes, please?
First,
I can second. And can we do a roll call, please?
Committee member Highsmith is absent. Committee member Horton,
Aye.
committee member Cohen,
Aye.
committee member Lieber, committee member Dennis, and committee member Zolkowski.
yes,
Great. Okay, moving right along to the update on the San Mateo County Rapid Response Hotline flyer. Could we have a staff report, please?
Sure. So I have a printout, and Ingrid can pull up the tab that has the flyer. But this is in response to the Idea Committee's January meeting where we were going to, sorry, December meeting, special meeting where we were going to bring back a design for letting the community know a proactive way that they can inform should there be thought that ICE was operating or in town. This stems from a resident's written correspondence that had to do with his concern for his adopted children who, as he was reading just headlines, was very concerned. You know, they still carried passports with them, but he wanted to know what the city could do to offer some more proactive type of engagement with the residents. And so this was what we talked about. We have a flyer that has encapsulated what this rapid response hotline does, because we wanted people to, not be too alarmed when they saw this, but to know that this is a resource. And the San Mateo County, this is also referenced on their website, on the county website, but this is a Brisbane specific flyer. As you can see, it's from the sceneries from the ridge near the clubhouse at Viewpoint. And this is a phone number that's operated by the Faith in Action Bay Area. It's a nonprofit that the county funds. And in the February Star, there's a short article, which is what has been passed around. It's page 2 of the Star, so it's pretty upfront. And it talks about how the IDEA Committee wants to share this information, talks about San Mateo County funding Faith in Action. We called this number just to affirm that, yes, someone does pick it up and directs folks to the resources that they're looking for, whether it's legal services or wanting to confirm whether ICE is operating in a certain part of the Bay Area. They can verify that. All calls are confidential, and they also can help family members who are looking for resources. So what the flyer has is a QR code, and this QR code, when you scan it, you wanted to try it now. I tried it, and it works, but it pulls up a V card, and the V card is basically a business card that you can then opt to save to your phone contacts. So then they have the information. It'll show up as rapid response hotline in their contacts. And it also has a picture, which is a little thumbnail of this flyer so that they can make that identify they've seen this before, they know what this is about. Again, not too alarming, but just having that information if they wanted to call this rapid response hotline at any time, they have that info. And also mentioned in the article is just a quick synopsis of know your rights. And it talks about to not open the door if an agent is knocking unless they show a valid judicial warrant signed by a judge. You do not have to sign anything without speaking to a lawyer. You have the right to remain silent and to ask for legal representation. And the last paragraph in the Star article talks about how just how to use it, just giving residents the little tutorial of hitting the blue button save to contacts, and mentioning the portal that the Attorney General launched. I think it was late last year. We've talked about it in the blast, but also wanted to mention it we had it in the Star as well in January, but we wanted to remind residents reading this article that this portal exists if they wanted to report potential misconduct, including excessive force. So that's in the top half of page 2 of what will be coming out probably next week in the February Star.
And Caroline, do you have the red cards at City Hall or library or anywhere?
Oh yeah, I never got red cards. Or do you happen to have those at your nonprofit?
I do,
Uh-huh.
but we have them in English and Ukrainian
Mm-hmm.
and English and Russian because that's the population we serve. And I don't think it's as relevant to the people here in Brisbane.
Yeah.
I think it might be better to get them maybe in Spanish or Chinese.
Yeah.
I could bring some in Russian and Ukrainian if you remind me.
Okay.
So we have some.
We can ask someone from the county too that we might be seeing tomorrow.
Yeah, and maybe
So.
just inform everyone that we have red cards. Maybe just leave some at the library or some at City Hall, and
Mm-hmm.
it's something that people can carry at their pocket, and
Basically has the same
it has the same
information, right?
information,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And yeah, and maybe include that the most valid document is this is coming directly from an immigration attorney that I work with. Your most valid document is a work permit, and it is now recommended that everyone who's not a citizen has a work permit that includes the very elderly and young children too. Because that shows you're not going to get a work permit if you're not here legally. And if you have a work permit, you can demonstrate that you have a right to be in the US.
But how can you get, I'm not an attorney, but how can you get a work permit for a kid?
You just apply the same way you would for an adult.
And they'll ask you your age and you just write, I'm
Yeah,
a year old.
yeah. I have a client whose 5-year-old work permit.
Okay.
She's not going to work, but
Well, no,
it's
I'm just,
it's just, yeah,
okay, well, if that's the way the system goes, okay.
it's not a good system. It's
Well,
not
no,
good, but that,
I'm not questioning that, I just didn't, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Sure, if it works that way, why not?
Okay, thanks for that.
but yeah, and as there's, USCIS is a big mess right now, and there are a lot of delays with applications, but it's important to have a work permit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Not, and that is true, like, even if you have, a green card?
Usually you can work with a green card, but there are a lot of different categories.
Okay,
So
we don't,
it's
I don't
right,
wanna
yeah.
waste the time here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's great that you had that extra.
Yeah, I'm not an attorney,
Mhm.
but because I work with a refugee population.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if it's we haven't put this flyer out other than what will be in the Star next week. But if the committee is okay, we can start putting it out more, like at the library, outside the library, in the
Yeah.
posting board area, and at city facilities.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have we talked to local businesses as well?
Not yet. We
Okay.
wanted to approve, like, make sure the idea
Yeah,
committee was
got it.
comfortable with the flyer first. But that's a good idea.
Is it possible to have the flyer in multiple languages?
Oh, yes. Yeah, Ingrid and I talked about this, and we do have staff that can help us to translate it. It's not a lot to translate, so we can probably turn that around pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think that might be helpful to have it, even if we had like two separate flyers next to each other for like places that we might want to have Spanish and
Mhm.
Chinese included.
Yeah. So you mean like side by side, but not on the same flyer?
I mean, I think like it could be on the same flyer, or
Mhm.
even if it was like if it was easier to just print out separate flyers,
Yeah.
that's fine too.
I think, yeah, probably keeping them on different pages so the information stays really clear.
Okay, so I have a question or a comment.
Mhm.
We say rapid response hotline and we say shared by the IDEA committee. Is somebody gonna know what that is? The concept, not, I don't mean the rapid response hotline, I mean the shared by the IDEA committee. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't, I'm not sure they will, to be honest with you. I don't think they would, because they would know. And so, since space is, I'd rather have multiple languages on this document, if we could do that, as opposed to shared by the IDEA committee. Or, I think shared by the IDEA committee doesn't hold a lot of weight. I know I'm dissing what we're doing here, but that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, if I gave this to somebody, they would say, oh, okay, well, what's the IDEA committee? And we're not gonna have anybody there to explain it, right?
Well, yeah, this is going in mailboxes, but I think with like previous issues, we've talked about the idea committees, like vision, mission, principles, and that got
Okay,
approved.
that's
And
fine,
so,
that's fine if I'm being
Is
over.
Sorry if
Yeah.
I missed this. Is this it's going to say the idea committee on the poster or in the Star article?
it's like a byline. It says rapid response hotline as like the title, and then there's a byline that says shared by the idea committee
That's what
For
the
the
doc.
for the Star or for the poster?
or the star.
Oh, okay. Because then maybe we could include like just a link to the website.
Link to the website.
You know, if
I
people
just-
want to know more about the idea
Yeah.
committee.
I think the IDEA committee needs to have some explanation. I don't mean a paragraph or anything like that, but, or what it
Mhm.
stands for. You could have an asterisk and you could put that somewhere. So you could say Brisbane and then a star, and then you could put I don't know, that's just one way to not take up a lot of space or a lot of time. I think,
Well,
or not. I mean, if you want to leave it, that's
we
okay
can
too.
definitely make more adjustments to like if we put this in when we put it into the blast, I can expand a little bit more, like a little
But it's already
link
up.
to I they might charge us a little bit to make adjustments right now for the star.
Mhm.
But I noted for the
Right. I mean, there's nothing
and
wrong with
if it's
it.
shared
just
on
that-
socials too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that
Mhm.
I would be willing to bet that your average person in Brisbane does not know what the idea committee is. Just, I mean, I don't want us to feel bad about it, but
Yeah. We'll do more promotion.
Maybe put a little bit more into Luminary. Like,
That's true. Yeah, the Luminary does ask for content too on a regular basis. So yeah, I will
do
for the
you
next issue.
contribute to the Luminary as well? Yeah,
Mhm.
it is communication.
Yeah. You might see some similar flyers on occasion. Yeah. So that's great. Good idea. Luminary, not yeah, they just had an issue come out on Saturday, but for next month. Yep. I will share this flyer with more mention about the idea committee wanting to provide this information in the community. Something like that.
I think if you just want to explain what the idea committee is, you
Okay.
can just say Brisbane Idea Committee, and you could put like I said, the easiest way
Mhm.
without not taking a lot of space is you could put an asterisk, and I know they're going to charge you for things, but
Mhm.
the asterisk could be small, and it could literally be right above the word human trafficking awareness. You could have a star, and it just stands for inclusion, diversity, equity, and accountability. Does that make sense what I'm trying to
Mhm.
describe?
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it there. It does not have to be the same font size.
Mhm. Mhm.
In fact, I would not have it be the same font size as even the print above it. You could walk it down to an 8. I don't know what size that is. That's probably close to an 8, but you could make it small. Because someone's going to say, what is that? Nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's
Mhm.
fair, but I also think that if it, I don't know how much money they would charge us to reprint and it's already out there. But at the end of the day, who the idea committee is, whether people know us or not, I think pales in comparison to the actual message here. Uh, you know, the rapid response and ICE and the information that's in here. So I think that we would have other opportunities, by we, meaning the idea committee, to let people know who we are, should they not already. We're important.
I'm not disagreeing with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to soften the message here. I just think then take it out, then say shared by the idea committee, because it, we don't have a lot of space, so that's just my thought here.
Yeah, I am trying to not have overcrowding. But I think since it's not coming out for, a week or so, 9 days.
Well, it's your
We should
call.
probably
It's not right or wrong. It's just,
Yeah.
it's stylistic and
Mm-hmm. Could have chosen a better byline.
well, it doesn't even have to have a byline.
Yeah.
I mean, it says the County of San Francisco here. It's pretty big print. This is pretty big print. I don't know. You don't have to have it there, but it's not wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever you choose to do is okay.
Okay.
If we're providing this resource, I was thinking about making people, making our citizens a little more aware of other resources in San Mateo County, not necessarily related to immigration. We have Samaritan House, for example, that can help with rent if somebody's struggling to pay rent. There's Cora that deals with domestic violence, and it's specifically for San Mateo residents. Maybe just either having a flyer or including it in the luminary and making sure that everyone is aware that those resources are available through the county. Maybe making a list of food pantries in the area would
Yeah.
be helpful.
We do have the YMCA Community Resource Center. Have you guys heard of
I have.
this organization? Yeah. So they serve Brisbane, South San Francisco, and San Bruno as our core service agency, and they provide a lot of utility bill assistance, rent. Brisbane actually has partnered with them, the city has, to oversee a rental assistance program to help those who, it started during COVID, but it's been relaxed to not have to be because of COVID impacts that you're not able to make rent. But anyways, it also, there's
And
still funds available, so we still want to let people know who might need it
I
about
think it would be
that
good to make
organization.
everyone more aware of that. And
Mhm.
I think Core is really great in case
Yeah, the
someone is
service
struggling.
project that we're partnering
Mhm.
with for
In case someone
ideas.
is struggling
Mhm.
with domestic violence.
Yeah, we're going to the farmers market tomorrow to table, so I think this is great to have all these flyers for these organizations
yeah.
on our table, and then we can, yeah, we try to do that once a month, so
That's
just another
great.
way
Yeah.
to reach folks that are shopping in the market. And yeah, I'll make sure I have all those on our table and have it as a rotation for just social media, the star, yeah. Mm. And on the back cover of the Star every quarter, we do have a community resources guide. It also has the meeting times and dates, like every third Thursday for idea on the bottom. So we try to run that every quarter. We did that in January issue. So it has a lot of those organizations that you
Oh,
listed.
that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and like the direct phone numbers or websites.
That's great.
Yeah. But yeah, constant reminders. And also for new resident packets, when people first move into town, we do get a list from the utility bill department so that we can provide a community resources guide to them and flyers for
That's great.
different
Yeah. And so
organizations.
you will have that and you'll have this tomorrow.
Well, this will, I could print this, yeah, more copies of this for tomorrow. Or I can just have like the big flyer for them to scan it. And we really just want people to get this into their phones.
I would have a few contact ones so
Okay.
people can grab it. I personally struggle with QR codes. I don't know if anyone else does.
Yeah, it is. There are people still getting used to scanning those, and yeah, we come across that too. So we try to include websites as much as possible in case, but this is specifically to get it into phones. If they wanted to, but they can also program it in themselves. Um, okay, great. Thanks, everyone, for these great ideas.
Okay. I think we can move on. Sorry, and I should have shared this at the beginning of the meeting. I am gonna have to leave at 7, so hopefully we'll get through everything in the next 30 minutes, but if not, we'll still have a quorum, so that's fine. But with that in mind, let's move on to the Martin Luther King Essay Poetry Contest and Service Project. Excellent segue, Masha. Thank you for that. Can we have the staff report, please?
Well, kind of related to what we were just talking about with the farmers market, because we haven't seen a number of submissions for the poetry and essay contest. Ingrid and I were speaking earlier this week about just having sheets of paper, so anyone coming by the table tomorrow at the farmers market might be able to just jot something down, or at least take it with them, so they remember to turn that in by January 31st. We did reach out to the schools to have them share it through the principals' newsletters. It's been in the Star a couple times, or will again in February. And we have gotten one donation so far for the service project. But again, yeah, just more awareness about both of those will be happening tomorrow at Farmers Market. So
I wonder if also like community members are just, post holidays are just don't have a lot of resources left to give from their budgets. But yeah, we just wanted to touch base with the group to see if there's other like outreach ideas to get people really motivated and excited about these events in the service project.
How did you say we haven't gotten any essay?
not yet.
Okay.
Because a lot of the youth are also on holiday break.
Yeah, I'm just getting back into the new semester. So, maybe we can still talk to like Parks and Recreation and they can share it with the after school, like the parents that they see,
Mhm.
and have a ability to message them through their means, their registration active portal.
What
To
about
try.
sharing with like, have we shared it with the Sunrise Room?
Um, we bring over the hard copies of the Blast, which has included mention of this, but we can bring over the 8.5 by 11 flyers to them so that they could pass it out. Yeah, maybe miss the Wednesday lunch this week, but maybe next Wednesday we can visit their lunch at the community center and make an announcement there.
Yeah. 2026 has been off to a pretty overwhelming start, so
Yeah.
I might be feeling too like not the right time to do one more thing.
Should we, I mean, seeing that we don't have any right now, if we don't have any submissions by next, I don't, what is it already? We only have 9 days or so before the deadline, or 10 days.
Maybe we can just keep posting reminders like on Instagram and
Okay.
Facebook and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, drawing, highlighting that there will be some cash, or not cash prizes, but gift cards to like eateries of their choice.
Yeah, I think when I post it to my children, it's like, what's the prize?
Yeah, maybe we lead with that.
But if we could probably extend it till February 19th till our, well, I'm sorry, 18th, our next idea committee meeting.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, if we should extend it, when do we make the call to extend it? Um,
Sounds like now.
sounds like now.
Without any submissions at this point, I mean.
Okay, should we just say till February 18th?
You want to say 17th? And then
When is President's Day?
Is it
The
February
16th.
16th?
We give people another long weekend.
It's not a week, long weekends won't help.
Oh,
In fact,
yeah.
it's the reverse, you know.
And it's
Yeah, most people don't get off work for President's Day, but I think the schools do, right?
No, most people do get off.
No, almost
Everybody does get off.
president? Yeah.
Really? Nowhere I've worked, everyone does MLK, but no one does President's Day.
Well,
Working at the wrong places.
I think so. I don't know. I can't comment. I've always had it off.
I always had it off too.
Well, what if
So,
we do, can we maybe, unless if we're not
Yeah.
expecting like a deluge that last weekend, maybe we can make it the 13th so that it can be included in the packet for everyone to read ahead of time?
spooky day, but sure, Friday the 13th?
Great.
Okay,
How auspicious.
yeah,
So do
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, if they're gonna make it into the packet, then by noon on the 13th.
Or the 12th, maybe. I mean, it's almost 2 extra weeks.
Friday the 13th at noon.
Okay.
There. Not even Halloween, but.
All right, let's do it. Friday the 13th at noon.
Great.
Hopefully you see a lot of submissions.
Oh, and the other issue that we wanted to raise is if we don't have the venue for the library, we were thinking we could host it during right before a council meeting instead of hosting an event at the library. I don't know.
And they
It's a
could
good
like
idea.
present it at the council meeting.
Sure, it depends on how long I don't usually stay to the very end of council meetings, which run right sometimes till 9:30 or
But this
so.
will be a presentation, right?
Yeah, maybe
So it'll be at the top of the
Well,
agenda.
that's good. This is the top because I
Mhm.
think we'll be asking people to sit through stuff that
Right.
or
Presentations are
or if
always
it's not within the agenda, maybe just right before it starts, like a 6 o'clock reception or something.
Mm,
You know.
mhm.
the committee meetings start at 6:30.
The council meeting starts at 6:30.
Yeah. I don't know how many, it just depends. I mean, you don't have to have it at 6. At 6:15 might do it.
Yeah.
I mean, because these aren't long, none of them.
But then to have it taped would be nice as part of the meeting.
Mhm. We can request it from the mayor. Let's see what we get.
Okay.
Great. Okay. Moving on to new business. Let's get into the flag display schedule. Can we have the staff report, please?
Yes. So as part of the packet, there was a staff report which talked about how the administrative flag display policy was um, drafted and approved by the IDEA Committee in 2022, I think late 2022. Yeah, and so it basically is an administrative policy. It doesn't have to go to the city council. It can be just discussed with the IDEA Committee and like city manager's office to determine the flag that will fly at the community park. As you know, there are 3 flag poles, the center one and the 2 on the side. So the um yeah, let's go down to this is a document that Public Works provided to me. Basic this is a helpful reminder to them of when the half staff days are, and then if you drive down Visitation or any of these days, you see the flag out on the poles. They also put out the POW/MIA flag. So we did receive a couple written correspondence. This was from August. We brought it up at a meeting late last year, I believe. This came in through the city's Instagram as a private message, and he basically, his name is Rob. He was indicating that he didn't think that the Progress 2 flag that is flying on one of the side poles needed to fly year round. And he said at the end of his comment that he's fine with the traditional gay pride flag during Pride Month, which is June. And he wanted to understand why the Progress 2 flag was flying, as he felt it was a political flag. And I mentioned to him that ever since 2019, the Pride flag was, since it was first raised in the park, it's been flying year round and has stayed just because of the overwhelming response of getting that flag raised in the first place and also during the ceremony, and therefore it wasn't taken down. And then during COVID, it wasn't flags weren't really being dealt with very much, but it was interesting to see his comment, and I asked if he wanted to submit a message to the IDEA Committee, he could do so via the web form. So he said thank you, but we never received anything directly to the committee to share. And then a couple weeks ago, our mayor received an email correspondence from another resident who was asking about the Ukraine flag, I believe. Yeah, this is her response to him, that his letter had been forwarded to the IDEA Committee, and that the IDEA Committee is the body that maintains the calendar of the flag schedule.
To
So
request the Minnesota state flag.
yeah, he was requesting the Minnesota state flag, and just again because of the political nature of, he felt the Ukrainian flag, that it should not be prioritized above domestic situations, and so that was his email, and that brings us to the calendar. The schedule is on the IDEA Committee's webpage so that residents are able to view this during the year, but it goes through the calendar year and it shows the different flags on each of the poles, including the one outside City Hall. So those two columns are next to each other because they mostly emulate each other. But as you can see, January through May, um, there aren't too many flags other than like US flag. And then May, there's a mental health month flag that's raised outside of City Hall. And I guess we only have one because it's not raised. I'm noticing it's not raised at the community park. That's a flag that's provided by the county of San Mateo. So you want to scroll down a little bit more. Actually, if you want to know February through May, sorry, February through April, you see under the City Hall pole, there's a Brisbane flag. That is the flag that's in the conference room. It's the one that's on the Brisbane hats and on various things on Betsy. That is a very popular design. So we actually made flags and we had them come in last year. So we did raise it outside at City Hall for a few months when there weren't any other flags being raised, but then it came down in May for Mental Health Month. The second half of the year, June through July is on page 2. Sorry, June through December. And you can see the progress flag on the rightmost column is there year round. Ukraine flag is year round. And then mostly the California state flag is in the middle. Or sorry, on the opposite side at the park. So on the second attachment, following is this proposed flag display schedule for 2026. And so this is where, okay, so this is the flags that we're flying. The key is at the end of these schedules. And what this schedule is a proposed schedule for 2026. We've spoken to Public Works who are responsible for lowering and replacing flags. Like if they get worn or tattered, as that happens with the wind here, sometimes they have to replace flags. And so they mentioned that the pride flag, which is the original like rainbow flag, if you will, is a better quality flag than the current Progress 2 flag. So they said it has stood up for longer, they've noticed, when that was flying. And so I've replaced the Progress flag with, or Progress 2 flag it's referred to as, with the Pride flag as a potential. And then having the Brisbane flag be flown in the park in place of the Ukraine flag, as well as outside City Hall for those months, February through April again. The second half of the year, I think, is no changes really, except for, again, the continuation of the Pride flag through July through December. And if you want to go to the key, if people want to look at the key of what the flags would be for 2026, those are the 8 that would be flown throughout the year. So this is a proposed schedule for the IDEA committee to discuss. If there are, they're agreeable to this proposed schedule, then we can let Public Works know. They have been reminding us, where's the flag schedule? Where's the flag schedule? And I said, we have to meet
So
first.
can you go back up to the count, the year, the one in the community park, that schedule?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the only thing I would say about it is that the one, you're flying the pride flag
Mm-hmm.
every single day, every single month on this one, the community park, which is what, right down here, right?
Mhm.
On the right, whatever the right-hand side is. Is that going to annoy people? I mean, you're going to annoy people all the time. And if there's at least, a variety in the presentation. I mean, no one's going to get annoyed about the California state flag. They're going to say like, so what, right? And who knows what they'll say about the US flag, but that's another political conversation here. So, but
Well, we did hear from Public Works that interestingly, when the pride flag was flown for those years, like through,
all the time.
yeah, they didn't hear any of these
Okay,
types of
well,
comments.
okay. I mean, I just,
It seems like we've heard comments now that we tried to be, just like flying the latest flag that we felt was what I told Rob was we were trying to be inclusive of, as much as possible,
I
but
just think it's very hard to
Mhm.
be inclusive when you have basically a whole year of, say, the pride. Like I said, because I'll just say something that's probably stupid and facetious, but why don't we have a heterosexual flag? Like it's really hard to slice and dice this here. And so
Yeah.
I'd love to make a statement, but I agree sort of with the person who wrote in too that said, well, let's do political because somebody could start to say, well, you're fine. Is this like a pride community? I mean, they're not going to understand what we're trying to do here about it. And I guess if we could come up with some other inclusive thing like these other ones, even the Ukraine ones is, of course, it's been up forever and ever, but that's, I think, a reasonable thing. I think the Brisbane flag is for sure. The POW is fine to highlight it. I don't know. Maybe I'm making too much out of it. I mean, I don't know. I think it's
I
a strong.
agree.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think that I do think well, okay, first I just had a question. It looks like it repeats the 2025 schedule twice. So we're not planning, and maybe that's just the way mine printed out. We're not planning on putting the Ukraine flag back up, right?
Correct.
Okay. So then yeah, I think that like I wonder if it goes like the US flag, the California state flag, the Brisbane flag, and then if there's something for a shorter period of time, you put that up and you move the Brisbane flag to like one of the number two spots. But I don't know. I like I like people thinking and seeing that we are inclusive, but I don't think that the pride flag is the end all be all symbol of inclusion that it is being made out to be the way that it's being presented right now. If that makes sense.
I think you said that very eloquently, and I agree with you. That some way that we can vary the message and still include. I don't mean to use the word include, but still vary the message because the way it's written now, it's a strong statement. If you take the flag as being important, someone's going to think that it is. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be, except that every day, every month for a year, I think is kind of a bit much. But if you wanted to fly it during Pride Month, and I think that's June, I think that's cool. I think that's really good. Like I think it's really, really good.
And I think if we are, if we are truly committed, and maybe it, requires us to go back to the policy because I think there has to be like a city council proclamation that sort of like allows for it to happen. But I know we had talked to you about looking up like what's the budget for other flags because I think it would be helpful to think about, because didn't this start with like the anti-Asian sentiments? And so we wanted to have a like United Against Hate flag, so just looking at what other like times we might be putting up other flags that would convey that message of inclusion on a broader spectrum.
You're saying something so powerful it blew out the video.
We'll get you back, Alex.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Interesting that we can hear you
Okay.
because I guess the computer is working, but not the monitor per se.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, let me see if I can get a different input and then come back. Can you still see us fine? You probably can.
I can see you guys. Yeah, and if you can hear me, I think, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll just try to get.
It might be coincidence too, but didn't something go out in the lobby too at the same time?
I don't know, I
Is
didn't
that
notice that there.
a light or something? At the same time, the screen went
God, I
down.
hope not.
Oh, you mean,
You
this
notice
is just,
that it's so dark?
this is just motion.
Oh, it's not turning on either. But the lights are.
You have emergency power here in this building, you don't know?
Don't know.
Well, okay, well, let's just keep
Okay.
talking
We'd
then.
be sitting here in the dark, so this light is on.
Yeah, true, good point.
So, are you thinking?
Maybe we can pull her up in here
Huh?
if we log into Zoom.
Oh, okay. Instead of the pride flag, replacing that with the state flag,
Yeah.
and then
No,
having the
I
Brisbane
think
flag.
the pride flag should be used less
Right,
totally
but
for
only
the whole
June,
year. Well, I think I'm
right?
just picking it out as June as a month that
Yeah.
it is traditionally used to celebrate Pride, and I mean, it could be some other time too, but 12 I think is a long time to. It makes a very strong statement. I don't want to say it's political, or I'm just not going to vote that way, but I do think that there's other things that we could use to celebrate. There you are.
But should I plug into that? Let me try.
Yeah, and I think maybe one of the issues too is like the way that the policy is written right now, we are limited by like existing proclamations. So I'm not, I mean, should we maybe just schedule, I know that's the next thing on the agenda anyway, but should we make a policy subcommittee meeting to review the flag policy and think about how we might open it up to more opportunities?
Well, who do we, now that they've shoveled around the people that are in charge of the committee, being the mayor is different and stuff, is it worth talking to our city council representatives about this issue? I don't know. It's my only thought, but
That's a good question. I think it should go to the subcommittee first.
okay, well, however, but well, you're still missing an action.
Yeah, we
can
can't
hear you.
see, but we can hear
It's
you.
okay. I'll speak up when I have to.
Okay. The recording should be fine. So.
So don't do anything crazy on camera.
Yeah, you can do anything you want.
Okay, well, so then should we set up the policy subcommittee meeting? I think Queen is on that subcommittee, right? So we had talked about this months ago. Maybe we can do
Um,
it via email since she's not here tonight.
yeah, I can pull. So right now I have you, Carol, and Pizza, but if there's other people that want to be in this policy subcommittee, that means the rest of you, I don't know, the rest of you want to be in which subcommittee you want to be. It's either events or policy. Events. So I'll pull the three of you.
Well, I can't be here physically, but can we do this email wise, Zoom wise, or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Okay, cool. That'll work.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Moving on to our last new business then. It's time to select a new chair and vice chair. Bye. No, just kidding. So I'm not sure if anyone wants to nominate someone else or themselves for chair. We can do first. It's a lot of fun.
You get a script.
I nominate you again. 8. That's what you get for saying things. And then you defend yourself, so
I mean, I don't mind it, but I also don't want to take the opportunity away from someone else. So
you did a great job.
Both times that I'm aware of. Yes, you did, Alex.
Is that a second or first second?
First and second.
Okay.
Alex, are you open to that?
Yes, I would be more than happy and very proud to continue in the role.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone for vice chair? Bueller?
No. I am, but I'm not in town a lot of the time, and it's not the easiest.
Mhm.
If I could do this all the time by Zoom, it would be no problem.
Thank you.
Sorry. You could do it.
Some other commitment.
Well, the vice chair, I will say, the vice chair commitment, it's a commitment, it's more, I don't want to say psychological, it's a more theoretical and philosophic commitment, and it backs up Alex. And for the time that I was, because it hasn't been that long, but basically I just ran a meeting when she was and couldn't attend for being ill, let's just say. I guess I don't remember exactly the reason. But so it wasn't a heavy lift as far as that goes. Carolyn doesn't harass me. She doesn't harass me. You know what I mean? Like they
There
didn't
might
harass
be like one more meeting,
Yeah.
right, with the council liaisons, vice chair and the chair to talk.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
like it's not it's not a
much.
huge heavy lift, honestly, in terms of commitment. That's true. It was only one. You can do it.
Anyone?
She's thinking,
What about Tina?
Should be great.
yeah, sure, but she's not here to.
To nominate.
In absentia?
Surprise. Um, you want to table that until our next meeting? February?
Sure.
Lisa's here? Okay, so let me do a roll call vote with Alex continuing as chair. So committee member Horton,
Aye.
committee member Khan, committee member Lee Baird, committee member Dennis, and committee member.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hopefully Alex has no conflicts in February.
Yeah. Okay, great. So let's move on to staff announcements then, if there are any.
We've talked a lot about, all the various
None for us.
various events and initiatives going on right now. So
Oh, I do in terms of you will be receiving you all received copies of the Brown Act and a memo from the legal counsel will be forwarded shortly about like new changes to the Brown Act, new exciting changes to the Brown Act. Create more opportunities for engagement.
great.
That's good. I think that's a good thing.
Mhm.
But what Alex is doing is teleconferencing. So it's
Well, but
Slightly
I
different.
don't think that's bad. I
Mhm.
mean, I'll just
No,
go on record as saying, I don't really think that's bad. I mean, maybe you could say, well, gee, they couldn't teleconference for all of them, but I mean, the world is the way the world is.
No, this is nothing's changed in terms of teleconferencing.
Okay,
It's more so related to the reasons for just cause that will be laid out.
Oh, just call. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be here in person, I got it. Okay. I'm
There's
sorry, I
like
misunderstood.
various reasons that you could say that you
Yeah,
couldn't.
we could go over some of it maybe at the next meeting too. Just
I have something that I think we keep pushing aside, and that is the issue I brought up about Diwali and the fact that not that I don't want to pick it out like, I don't like it, but it is a religious holiday. And I think it's a significant thing that I mean, I know in the past they came to us and said, give us some money, and we did, but, and I wasn't there when they said we did to begin with, but it opens the door for other religious organizations, and it is a religious holiday. It, no getting around it. It's a religious holiday. Um, it opens the door for other religions, and rightly so now, if we are going to give them money, for them to come to us and say, um, why not us? And I'm not going to pull out any in particular, but it could be, and it could be anything. Christian, it could be Jewish, it could be
That'll be
whatever.
part of our policy subcommittee meeting discussion items
Okay,
for the future.
that's
So that'll-
It's on our work plan. We have to get back
Okay.
to
Well,
it.
I'm just saying, I don't want us to forget it
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
gonna come up again, and I know people like it, and it's all wonderful, and everybody loves a party, and I do too. I just think, you know, it's a religious holiday. And then I would say, why isn't there a menorah in the city count, in the park? Why not? Why not? Like, why not? Or why isn't there a manger? If you want to take it to, those are the obvious examples. And I'm not trying to pound the table like I'm anti-religion, because I'm not, but um, I don't think it's appropriate for, unless the city council wants it. I mean, then they get to decide whether it is or it isn't. But inclusion does not mean one group is somebody could say, well, you're favoring them, look at just 2 years in a row you've given them money.
I'm so sorry, you guys. I actually need to run.
Yeah.
So I can either go now, or if we want to put this on the policy subcommittee, I can also.
That's fine. I
We won't
want to
forget
make
it.
sure
Mhm.
it's not forgotten, because
Okay.
I'm not going to forget it.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
All right. Well, we'll make sure that it's on the policy
Thank you.
subcommittee with the
Guys,
grant
I hate you, I don't
requirements.
care.
Okay. Well, thank you guys all for the great meeting, and I am adjourning us at 7:03.
All right, thank
Thanks,
you.
Ellen.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Have a good night, everyone.
And thank you for the rapid response.
You're welcome.
I would like
So
to
on
help
it,
community
okay, I'll just
minded.
bring it to the farmer's market tomorrow.